And welcome back to another episode of Domions 6 with the Domions Enhanced mode. We shall pick up right where we last left off. We have finished evocation, so now our queue is empty. We might want to just pick up a little bit of these. Like enchantment is good for... This is thaumaturgy. It has some nature spells, but I don't think anything we want to especially go for. Beast Fury, Bonds of Fire, Battle Fury, that's only for animals, I believe. No, a few soldiers gain to attack to morale, so good for buffing. This has no effect on animals. And there is a different one, Beast Fury, that only affects animals with the same effect. And it's for nature. In here, Sharpened Steel, we are not facing anyone with a very high armor as of yet. Enchantment does allow to raise dead, and we have a little bit of death magic. We don't need the unrest reduction. Revenant is Def 1, I think, a Def 1 mage. Fire shields could be okay for our mages. Gift of Giant Strength. Maybe we should be going for this one. So that's enchantment 3. We can go there next. And this greater magic items. I guess also alteration 3 for Iron Skin, which gives a little bit more protection, natural protection than Stone Skin, but also susceptibility to shock damage. So we have finished the Ice Golem, another Clockwork Smith, revived a Pain, and one of our scouts was again discovered, and that's why the large army. It looks like Machaka went away, probably moved either here. I guess only they could move only in here, while they are keeping their army in place. But we can now see exactly what they have. These howler monkeys, not very effective. Only sticks and stones, fists, so basically bodies to throw at your enemy and bog them down. However, this can be also to a detriment, because there's the mechanic where if you inflict enough damage on the enemy army, it will start to rout. So it's not always that good of an idea to just put a lot of trash troops into the meat grinder, as this might affect the whole army and have you cost a battle. Killer mantises are like, okay, they are size 5, so 2 per square, but they have 2 attacks with fairly high attack value, however length 0, so they can be repelled. They are mindless, so they will not be really routing, and low defense and like medium armor. So with our 2-handed swords, we should be able to dispatch them fairly quickly. However, they might also deal some damage back. 10 long deaths, so basically more fodder. Good for attracting archer fire, which they are resistance against. They also have shields. Some scarecrow, well, some 78. The bulk of their army is scarecrows, which are also mindless, susceptible to fire. We have a little bit of fire magic on the field from our warrior priests, but again, they are just bodies, very low protection, regular 10 hit points, no skills in combat to speak of. So 2 claws attacks, so they might get lucky again length 0, so they can be repelled. So And Vinemen, again, the same deal. So they have just a whole bunch, 150 of fodder, basically, to chew through. That can't really, except maybe for the mantises, hit back very well. They do have some mages on the field that might deal some damage to us, and there is some good province defense with these Jade Maidens, who are sacred independent units that we would very much like to get, which now makes me wonder, should we just go ahead and attack them, as we should be able to get through them fairly easily. And they do have a fort close by, but this would be a choke point for us against Mictlan, so I think we are indeed going to be going for it. So for now, I guess we can put these guys into here and move these ones that do the buffing in here, and for now you do not need these blessings. And they are on hold and fire, they are on hold and attack, they are on hold and attack, so all good there. And we've got the auto searcher here, the construct moving in, and you can move in here as well to continue building up the castle. We can now build, we can either, I think we won't be building a temple, we will just hold off, maybe produce at least a little bit more troops, and build to have enough money next turn to start building a palisade to protect our throne that we've taken from Mictlan. In here we have the ice golem now, that's similar to the lumbering construct but ice themed, similar stats, armor piercing fatigue damage from the cold, and they have ice protection 2 and chill 8. So they will be good against our enemies in our home turf, where it's very cold, and our own troops should be able to shrug off at least most of this effect, as they have cold protection 5. So it would be nice to ferry this guy over. Can you lead magical troops? You cannot. But we would like to kit you out with a bunch of stuff. So you now have very good protection, 2 attacks, additional defense from these bracers, in total 26 on the head, 28 on the body, 23 hit points, additional strength, and you already have the Baneblade that you come with, a great sword, 200 weapon with additional decay effect, which can be negated by magic resistance, and I believe it makes you rapidly older. This is something that we haven't looked at yet. If we take a look at our Bane, he is already 209 years old, as he is a undead that was risen by one of our shamans. His max age is 500, and if we look at our more regular humans, we have age 33, max age is 50, and I believe if he were to reach that point, he would get the old trait, and then I think have chance maybe to get a disease and gain penalties the older they get, for like strength, attack and defense skill, I think, maybe precision as well, and hit points also, I think. You will be waiting here, as you will summon whites to assist you. Not a stealthy commander, unfortunately. It also has the chill effect, so good in cold provinces and very high cold resistance, pretty high magic resistance as well, and good morale, and fairly high undead leadership. You can go back to researching. We don't have enough for another batch of wines, but we can alchemize our astral gems into death gems in a ratio of 2:1 to astral pearls for 1 death gem. And now we are able to cast one more revive white spell. And I don't believe we have any item that might grant them. These are new items from the mod, I believe. So this is something to cancel berserking on your commander, apparently. Okay, might be useful in some very specific situation. Astral suppressor, astral magic -9, mind blank, 75% chance of +10 magic resistance versus the next mind affecting spell. 75% chance of granting a magic resistant check in order to negate a magic duel. Okay. So like we have our pretender, if he starts to get mind hunted by enemy astral mages, then we might, to protect him, make a drastic step of putting a astral suppressor on him. There is a handful of acorn which gives magic command 1. I wonder if that would enable our Bane to command this ice golem that we've built. We shall see next turn, and you guys can go back to researching, or maybe do we want to summon anything else? Can we do Divine Crown, Ivy Crown? We could start spamming some more Vinemen that we are already getting quite a lot of from our Archdruid Pretender. Let's see what else. You can also summon allies. We will start to get 4 clockwork soldiers per turn in this throne province. Age 1, max age 725, okay. You are going to chill in here, do a little bit of patrolling with 2 heavy cavalry. I guess, I don't know, go back there and scout out what Rus is doing. You weren't able to do any more auto-searching for some reason, but we can put them again on searching for more magic sites. And that's going to be it for this turn. And we shall see how the battle against Mictlan goes. We didn't find any additional magic sites. We have completed Enchantment 2, which gives us access to Flying Shield. Do we gain any air? Maybe some of our smiths can get 1 air. Sharpened Steel, Revive King and Boatswain Commander from a sunken vessel. And the Mount King is also a commander that can lead a lot of troops. Maybe the boatswain is better at fighting in water, or maybe they have the trait that lets them transport some units over water, some a little bit of nature magic like envenom armor arrows that we might use on our archers. Create familiar if we wanted to make a spy for ourselves, a small animal. And that's about it for what we are going to be able to cast. A battle in Queen Forest against... It seems like they have moved out some of the troops. We see a lot less scarecrows than they previously had. There were like supposed to be 75 of them, I think. They have this Jade Sorceress from Province Defense, I think. And some of these mantises and a Woodhenge Druid as well. Let's see exactly. They have a Jade Sorceress, a Moon Priest with Astral and Blood Magic, Nahwali with Astral Death and Nature 3 actually, and they can change into a turkey. However, they won't be doing that because turkey has less health points, and I think you can only change into the form with less health points when you were normally would be killed. So if they were shapeshifted into a turkey and the turkey form was killed, they would change back into this human form. We have our 3 shamans and 2 warrior chiefs. One of them is our prophet. They also have a tribal king to lead their troops and the Woodhenge Druid. So we shall see how it goes. Our mages will be doing some buffs. We also have these sacred bears that have quickness and some more defense. They have +2 from quickness, but they don't get the +1 from the throw. They do. 8 is their base skill, -1 from the bite, down to 7, +2 from quickness, down up to 9, and then 1 from the additional thrown effect is just not thrown in here, but it is calculated in. So now our steel warriors have 16 defense, even without any experience. So our bears should be a good showstopper and be able to take out quite a few of their troops. Were you blessed? How's your protection? 19, 18? Yes. So their armor is higher thanks to the buffing spell. It looks like we have quite a few wounds on them. And they are indeed dispatching these mantises quite quickly. Our prophet dispatched the last one. And they have Moss Body, which has a 75% chance of reducing incoming damage by 10 to 20 points. And only once though, I think, because it will disappear in a cloud of poison if the unit is wounded. So maybe if it does reduce the damage and it gets reduced to nothing, that it still doesn't get dissolved. But if you hit over the 10 to 20 points, or roll the 25% chance that it doesn't block at all, then it gets dispersed into a cloud of poison, which we do have a little bit of resistance to on our warriors and our bears, and I think Vineman as well. So hopefully this shouldn't be too bad against us. We see Blade Wind spell from our R4 mage. This is an evocation 4, I think, spell. Do we have evocation 4? Or is it the priestly special spell? Yeah, that's the... might be not from evocation, but from earth and holy magic. We see some poison going off, but only like 1 point of damage. It was click dispersed thanks to the poison resistance, and now they are routed, so the summoned trees, bushes are dissolving without their commander, who's starting to rout. So it looks like it was a fairly easy battle for us. We've still lost 2 Vinemen and 3 of our steel warriors. It looks like a Claremantis, a Scarecrow, and one of their Vinemen was able to dispatch one of ours, and we have two events in Western Plains. A few magic gems were found in an enormous icicle, 3 water gems, and some more water gems from and earth gems from a magical bird of wondrous colors. Some small gems were hidden in its feathers. Let me take a quick look at our mage here. No, we do have evocation 4, so that was the blade wind, and there isn't a spell. I might be thinking about a different mod that does give additional divine spells. So that was good for us, but I don't think we'll be moving against this fortress as they either didn't take this province at all or they lost it. And we have gained a laboratory and an enchanted field. We should build a temple here as fast as possible. We don't have enough money. We already started for construction here, so we can start building a temple in here to get these Shade Maidens. Not that we have the money to do so, actually, but maybe in the future we will. You can patrol. Now, as for these two guys, we could attempt to do something hilarious by sneaking into the Throne province. However, we should probably first get some eyes on it if we can. Can we make a scout here? Yes, we do. We are able to. Let's recruit one. We can already do Jade Sorceress in here as well, due to the laboratory. We shall hold off for at least one turn. Actually, we can use them to bolster our defenses. We could go for another Clockwork Smith and start summoning more of these Clockwork Soldiers for free. Or just go for ogres. Let's go for the ogres. What else? What else? You have the Crusher and a little bit of troops. We have a fairly high province defense in here, and we are definitely threatened by this Machaca province, but we are not at war with them. And we will be having a palisade built in here. We are keeping... we have a spy in here. Okay, you still can move into Mictlan's territory. That should be okay. These guys who were summoning and forging... Actually, I forgot to give the hammer to reduce the cost of forging. The Dwarven hammer. I should really remember about doing that in the future. We have an access to lab here, so you can get these boots, and I suppose the prophet as well for some additional reinvigoration. You want to be preaching or what? You are site searching, you are patrolling. No, you were building the temple. Okay, let's see here if you can now lead this guy. And yes, you can. And you shall be taking these. I suppose you can also get these ones. You won't be able to actually bless them unless you take a priest along, or shaman, I should say. you can start at the front and already start attacking. As you know, you have combat speed 12 actually. The lumbering construct only has like 6, I think. So we can hold. These guys are very slow. So hold and attack behind here. You can hold for 2 turns and attack. Maybe attack large actually. Because you have this big weapon of yours. Combat speed 6, so he shouldn't be running in front of our troops. Maybe these guys should be on guard commander instead, as they are faster, so they would run in front. And I suppose, so you go like in here, because you will overtake our guys a little bit. And who do we want to send out with you? Do you want to take this guy, the Earth 3, to do blessings and then Soldiers of Steel, and then probably summon Earth Power? We don't really have any equipment for you as of yet, aside from this rune that gives you luck. Let's start moving, and since we have a laboratory in here, we will be able to forge you using our dwarven hammer to forge you a lightweight scale mail. It still has 1 encumbrance. What do you have on you normally? Full leather. It's a difference of 1 point of armor and 1 defense, so not really something that would make any difference. You could use a better helmet though. For example, you already have the forge bonus, won't make a difference if you give you a hammer, an ice helmet, or a black steel helmet. You already have cold protection, cold resistant 5, so I'm not sure if you need any more. So yes, give you the black steel helmet. And maybe some offhand item, bark skin amulet or brace of protection. I don't think we are going against any fire magic. Well, Mictlan can have fire magic, but I didn't see them fielding anything, so bark skin amulet might be okay. Yeah. But then you can cast Iron Skin on yourself. So maybe something else instead. You will be able to take the boots and I suppose braces, just braces of protection. In here we are summoning. In here we are moving. Searching. Do we have anyone else? Only this one scout. And we have no money left to speak of. We have our first Astral 1 that we shall move out to do site searching as well. Maybe actually with a little bit of protection on you. To guard this commander and cast spells like Gift of Cheated Fate. The Gift of Cheated Fate gives you the unit tag that negates damage of a first attack that would hit you. We see 2 battles actually, so it just seems like Mictlan is attacking us. In here, only against a small province defense, so it looks like I have overlooked an attack vector from Mictlan onto us, and we see the rest of the scarecrows, the mantises and the long dead, which should be able to dispatch our weak province defense fairly easily and quickly. And where they lost 1 killer mantis, and that's in here and also in here, so they had troops in here that I have missed, and they have taken over 2 of our provinces, so we will have to do a counter attack. This is only the scarecrows going against these very weak woodsmen. Yeah, easily dispatched. Okay, probably didn't get any. They lost 3 of them, and there was also a fight against the throne. For some reason, Rus has suicided some of the troops, and now we can see exactly there's already a Light of the Northern Star, which gives astral bonus +1 to all allied mages, if they have any, of this Anunnaki of the Morning Star, who has a ton of different gems, an ember in their hand, fire resistance, cold resistance +10, 15 armor piercing, slashing, and magic damage, attack +5, defense +4, plus additional effects of small area frost and fire damage in 1 tile, armor piercing, and 14 fire damage, again armor piercing in 1 tile. So that's like an artifact weapon. I think Ember is the sword that is cold and hot at the same time. Where Ember strikes, fire and frost will strike as well, killing the victim and anyone foolish enough to stand too close. The wielder of the sword is granted resistance to both heat and cold. 5 air magic, 2 earth magic, and 7 astral. They also have a Helmet of Heroes, being more inspirational, granting morale bonus to their troops and fairly good head protection, as well as Eye of Aiming +12 precision. However, this is somewhat balanced by them losing their actual eye, and precision -3, attack and defense -2. However, this makes them highly more precise with their attack spells. So flying, spirit sight, completely disease resistant, and another heroic precision, so 25 precision in total, so should be very precise with their ranged magic attacks. And they also have an owl that's going to protect them and attack anyone who dares to come close. The Anunnaki is a giant of divine heritage. She claims to be the morning star and has powers over the earth, the sky, and stellar heavens. So that's one of the pretender chassis. Not sure why are we seeing it on a tier 2 throne, because this is tier 3 throne level of protection. A hill giant that's diseased, so it will lose hit points permanently with each turn and will eventually perish. They also have a Umu Apkalu, which there is a chassis that looks like that. Yeah, it looks like it's definitely a chassis. It has the inspiring and adept researcher traits, so very good for research. Also has an enormous strength, and a cornucopia for 2 temporary nature gems. Not that they need any, as they already have a lot. 3 earth, 3 water, 2 earth, 5 astral, 2 nature magic, and a whole army of Enkidu, which are these giants, size 5, so 2 per square. Not very good armor, especially on the head, but they hit very hard with their bronze hatchets, as they are fairly strong. A bunch of these archers who have longbows that can deal a lot of damage from very far. A whole lot of horse-strike cavalry, again more bowmen with light lances, and some medium armor, living statues with 20 protection and a very big shield to top that off, so very hard to deal any damage to, especially with slashing or piercing damage. And a bunch of these spring hawks, which we shall see armor negating damage, they will jump onto the backline of the enemy. They are ethereal, so they have very few hit points and very low protection, but every attack has 75% chance of just being ineffective against them. And they have sent some ogres, some warriors, some skin shifters, some wolves, and one wizard. So let's see them getting demolished. The mages are buffing, the sprinkles are jumping onto enemy troops. Yeah, we are seeing a ton of arrows, which actually might deal some friendly fire. Maybe inflict some wounds on these guys, on the Enkidu, and that will be it. One more chief who got stunned, actually enslaved, maybe even. So now he will change sides and help defending this throne. So yeah, that's definitely something that we never want to probably go against. 6 Enkidu soldiers probably lost due to friendly fire, but they gain an ogre and a Russian Rusian chieftain, and also 11 Springhawks perished, probably due to more friendly fire. And we gain Warren Harris, the Son of Steel, our special unique hero. Evocation rituals are cheaper, patrolling troops have dispatched some enemies, and we see a huge army of 320 units. So we might be somewhat limited in our response. We can definitely up the defense in here all the way up to 20. This is already a bit higher, and we have these guys patrolling here that will help in defending. We could send out a shaman with these guys on attack command, and you can like stay behind and cast some spells. You will go here. Can you move and patrol? Yes, you can. I guess we can counter attack with them. We also have a bunch of these vinemen, which we could send against Mictlan. Let's take a look at Warren Harris, the Son of Steel, great grandson of Atalulf, the maker of heroes. His father Herdrick died protecting Warren Harris's mother from an Armorian senator. Armorians are like ancient Rome themed nation of like legionaries and such. He is sacred, has cold resistance 10, up from 5, a little bit more stealthy, inspirational. So he'll be given +2 morale bonus to anyone he is leading. He's got his magic sword of sharpness with triple damage versus larger beings and armor piercing, and already some enchanted helmet and armor, and a fairly high base attack and defense skill, higher strength, a lot more hit points than regular human, a little bit more magic resistance, and very good morale. And he can get actually an additional miscellaneous items, 3 instead of 2, which is interesting. So we actually might want to kit him out, but I am thinking with a magic weapon maybe. You get the dwarven hammer. So I'm wondering if we should give him the scepter of authority. Well, maybe let's not change his weapon. We could give him like this crossbow, for example, so that he can stay in the back and fire at enemy troops from safety. This is more ammunition and has the fire bond special effect, range 15. Actually, for him, it might be okay if we also give him like some boots of strength. And we can also forge a magic amulet of the bear. That should give him even more strength and morale. We might probably want to give him the bracers. Do we have one more? What do you have on you? One axe warrior for some reason. You could forge another set of bracers of protection for him. We could go for a battle helmet fairly cheaply with just this horned helmet. Anything else? Boots? Maybe a slightly better armor, but we're going to take a look at that maybe a little bit later. We were crafting these for, I think, this guy who will not be able to take them now unless we somehow pass these on to him, maybe through this guy. And we were also supposed to start summoning some more vine men. We can't do the ogres yet, vine ogres that is. So you can just hide for now. Yeah, and we don't have any troops to speak of to give you to command. We could summon some ogres for you, actually. You could summon undead, but you cannot lead them. You could summon a sloth of bears, maybe? You are forging, you are researching, you guys, I want you researching as what is this item? Drowned mask, cold resistant 10, water breathing, head protection 10, defense -1, effects mount 2 with the water breathing and the cold resistance. A mask carved from driftwood and magically bound with a spirit that would drown in place of the wearer. Okay. Cast ritual magic. You could also summon ogre, but we don't have any more gems for that. And we don't have death gems as well. Or either. To spam any undead. I still would like you to go out and search for magic sites. We will be able in the future to start getting those. Are we building a palisade? No, we don't have the money. So I'm afraid you are kinda stuck in here for now. We can pass on the construct, but none of you can lead it, so you will have to. Can put them at the front since it's very slow. We can also use these ogres. Do we want to put them on like this flank behind the vinemen and tell them to attack rear even? It will take them a little bit of time, but might not be such a bad idea. But they now would get -2, so we have to actually put this guy onto one of the other common. You could buff the ogres a little bit with temper steel. They don't have head arrow, they do have Or you could ignite arrows. That is a little bit risky with friendly fire. So let's just go with temper steels on the ogre to get them a little bit more survivability from the first. Actually, I should read if this... I think it does. It doesn't need metal armor. Yeah, it's just +3 protection to all armor parts. It doesn't have to be exactly made from like bronze or copper or iron or other metal. So that should be good. And here we have good... I'm a little bit afraid of them moving on to our... maybe the ogres as well. With this guy. That's our scout. We do have this guy. Do we want to move our prophet? No, we want to keep these, definitely these guys on him, and I guess you can move with the ogres to protect this province while you will be staying here. You could summon a scorpion beast, you as well. You are moving, you are scouting, and you are moving. So I think that would be about it for this turn. They can attack into these three. This has a fairly good province defense and a palisade to stop them. And we are moving some more defenders. Here we are moving some more defenders and have more province defense. Here we now have 20 and it's barbarians who are fairly good, especially against a bunch of scarecrows. I might be a little bit overreacting considering how weak these scenes are, but we did see that they are able to take some province defense. So they are not very bad, very strong and well organized, so a lot of province defense on the throne. So we would have to, if we want to sneak there, we would need to commit a lot of troops, but then they would be easier to detect. Enchantment 3 reached, then alteration. Evocation rituals are still cheaper. We have not found any more magic sites. We have summoned a bunch of beings. A vengeful witch has cursed some of your troops after they destroyed her home and took your magical gems. 3 units were cursed, nature gems +1. In here, you cannot really lead more, but you two can work together in attacking this province. You can attack this province. You can maybe merge with these guys. Before I forget, let's give you these items. So now your bola has a range of 25 because your strength is 25 and it can deal a good amount of damage. However, the precision is not that great. And you have slightly better defense now. So I think that will be it for this episode. Next episode, we will try to kit out Warren Harris a little bit more, I think. Maybe we can give him a little bit of an entourage with the ogres and some recruited units. We will start taking our territory back from Mictlan, and then we might want to coalesce this army into one death blob and maybe go for the fort and have some smaller detachment like Warren Harris, maybe the Bane with his whites harassing and taking over provinces from Mictlan. And this is their capital actually. So that's what we are going to be seeing the next episode.